everyone. An interview is a form of transaction, and we have an expert here with transactions. A FinTech innovator, co-founder and key strategist at Finom, Mr. Kos Stiskin, right? Venture capitalist with a great investment experience, a strategic leader who helped to secure significant funding and expand across European markets. Mr. Stiskin, can you tell us a little bit about your journey and the experience that shaped your approach to fintech and startups?
Sure. So what is Finom? Like, why am I here? So Finom is a SME digital bank. So we are already, I would say, top 2, top 3 in Europe. One of the largest in Germany, raised more than 100 million euros in total. And I'm one of the founders coming from the VC background. So I used to be a VC for something like 10 years. And I was an entrepreneur in parallel for like 4 years. And after that, I launched Finom. So I have both backgrounds, like VC and entrepreneurship, in different forms and stages, like cosmetics, tech, fintech, genetics.
Okay. What are the biggest challenges that you faced in establishing Finom?
So establishing is easy. Like you just start a company and it starts working.
Yeah.
So, but building it is tough. And I would say the most challenging is traumatizing experience, right? Like nobody, like everything is challenging, what you're doing. But basically the one you remember is something that traumatized you through the journey. And in our case, it was year 2022. So we have not been very successful. We forgot, or we didn't raise in 2021, and we wanted to raise in 2022 when the market collapsed and the words Russians and FinTech in Cyprus was kind of scaring investors rather than inviting them. So for a year we couldn't raise. And also after that, our existing investors went into the conflict, which we had to solve. So yeah, I would say year 2022 with all parts
A key point
was challenging.
To achieve that significant growth in Europe, what strategies have you find most effective that might startups find useful?
I would say pretty standard. So first stage is get an MVP, get the traction, get the retention, get monetization. So I would say very, very standard way of doing things. We didn't cut the corners. So basically first we ensure that we can get enough traffic. Then with that we can convert it. Then we can like make clients stay, and then we can take money from them. So sometimes people actually over prioritize getting money from the clients while it's too early, or they actually over prioritizing get them stay while it's too early. So it's just we did everything just like step by step.
You offer a wide range of services, and startups here might be interested to find out how they can prioritize their products and services in order to grow, in order to establish themselves.
I would say prioritization is a key role for a CPO generally. And basically it's, so either you have the data to prioritize. So you have 3 types of prioritization in your product. So prioritization for infrastructure, for revenue, and for client growth. So and basically when you're like prioritizing those 3, you decide what you need in this very moment, depending on your like how much like do you need to raise. You know, like for example, you need to raise, and you prioritize like all the revenue generating pieces. You have some time, okay, you put money into the infrastructure. So I would say that prioritization is critical, and I would say that's one of the role of the founders in the beginning. And I'm not sure if we're good at it. like we prioritize infrastructure always, worked very well, but may not work for others. And maybe it was not the right choice, but it worked for us.
You're in a field of fintech that is kind of crowded right now with the big names and a lot of companies. How does a company like Finom differentiates from the other companies?
There was a colleague that was complaining about the banking. So I would say the penetration of SME banking is peanuts. So penetration of digital SME bank is like 3%. It's nothing. It's not crowded. It's crowded for consumers, yes. For businesses, not so.
Okay. What trends do you see now in fintech that are more exciting, and how do you position Finom in these trends? And maybe something new from Finom in the future.
Well, there will be some new things, obviously, but I would say if we're going to say about the trends, then the trends in the fintech are usually always about either compliance, either risk, either of two. So in a sense, wherever there is a trend, usually it's a negative trend when there is more risk or more compliance. So, so I would say wherever there is a trend, it's usually saying that it's going to get worse to the clients, and we should find a way how to make it great for the clients. And second trend is AI, like the level of automation that they can do in the back end. So historically, all the compliance made by humans with some data, but now there is actually a lot of things that you can do with AI, and they're mostly unlimited. The question how you maneuver between efficiency, right choices, and regulatory fields.
Okay. About the leadership, is there a specific leadership style that you prefer or you found out in your journey
My personal, like transparency, like absolute
with everyone
transparency.
in the company?
Yes.
Okay. What is your view for the new digital economy? How do you see Finom evolving in this transformation?
I would say so. Two factors. So some people overvalue it, some people undervalue it. Still a lot of room to grow. We're actually in the continuing the wave of digitalization, and it's not yet even close to even like 20% to its potential, maybe less. But generally, I would say we shouldn't forget about the real world as well. There is lots of innovation could be done in engineering. There is lots of innovation could be done in real estate and all of that, like in the ways of construction. So I would say the big problem that we overvalue, like SaaS subscription models, and investors prefer to invest there, while there is huge opportunities out of there, and we have not yet cracked a systematic way how to fund it and how to grow it. So I would say it's so overvalued by some and undervalued by others.
Okay. And lastly, what's your advice for all the startups here that you might find useful to give?
Like I don't know, like go and do it. That's it. If you want, do it. If you don't.
Just do it.
That's it. Feel like free with your wishes. If this is what's driving you, if this is what is giving you energy. Like I have so many people that been struggling either on a corporate job, either be like working in a fund, either doing anything, and they losing their job, and they absolutely like devastating. They lost their grounds. But in 2 months, I'm meeting them, and they're so happy.
Okay.
And they okay, I'm doing this, like I'm running out of money in 2 months, but I'm happy. And next 2 months, and he's even more happy, said, okay, I solved it. I know I would solve it because I now have my like trust in my power. And
Okay.
that's incredible.
So just go for it.
If you feel,
Okay.
or if you don't have other choice.
Okay. Thank you very much. That was it.
Thank you.